wants to keep going. Go ahead, Roy. Go ahead,
Speed, Robinson's skill, and Hagler's toughness.
Yo, that was a speed bag punching combo right there.
Roy Jones has stopped Ron Emerson.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're just gonna be watching Roy Jones Jr., the Captain Hook of boxing. Let's check him out.
Roy Jones Jr.
Let's see if he's good. Let's see.
Boxing fans,
let's see this speed.
ready?
Is he gonna be faster than Sugar Ray?
Super middleweight champion of the world, Roy
I don't know who this guy is, so we'll see if his speed
This is what the crowd's
in
been
boxing
waiting
is
for here,
impressive
and
compared to
quite a
like
buzz
Sugar
going on.
Ray.
Round number one, we're
Let's see.
scheduled for 12. That's Pazieres in a red shorts. It's a left-right combination.
A devastating puncher
He's never tasted punches that hard before.
Is he a
I can assure
middleweight?
you of that.
who was
looks
equally
big.
elusive on defense.
To this day, you're the only person in CompuBox history to win a full round without having a single punch scored on.
Really?
Tell you,
What?
over the years I'm watching boxing and calling boxing, this is the fastest jab I have ever seen. That includes Muhammad Ali, it includes Sugar Ray Leonard, it includes Ray Robinson.
Nobody has ever gone a complete round without getting a punch scored on. Now,
was
you
ridiculous.
tell me he ain't the best pound for pound?
You know, one of the things that makes him special, Ken, he did everything wrong, or a lot of things wrong.
Ooh, that uppercut.
Like only one other fight I can think of. Muhammad Ali.
How is he just punching with his
Drop his hands,
elbow?
pull back. But because of his speed, his power, his timing, his reflexes, because of that, he could make wrong right.
Okay, this intro, it's got me thinking.
Jones grew up in Pensacola.
My
You
ears are
started
ready.
training at what, around age 10?
Yeah.
His father, a former boxer, was determined to raise a champion.
My father was different with that. You know, I have gotten beaten 3 times in one day. I have marks on my arms now that are from beatings that I got when I was a kid.
But you don't hold the beatings against him? Like, why would you do that?
I don't hold the beatings because the beatings did teach me some things.
Roy, you won the Golden Glove in 1986 at 138 pounds. And then the next year you win at 156.
The South Korean Olympics were a stage for
Wow,
Roy
another Olympic
to announce
boxer.
his arrival. He was the heavy favorite, and he did not disappoint.
And Roy Jones gets him again with a beautiful left hook. That is a cracker of a punch.
It's always interesting to see
When
Olympic
you go
boxing.
to the 88 Olympics.
I love
He
it.
ran through
I
the
love it.
competition, not losing a single round during the entirety of the Olympics.
Well, this is the finals for the gold medal. You had gone through all the other fighters, didn't even lose a round.
In the gold medal fight against a Korean fighter,
And again,
Korea in the
finishing
gold
off
medal
with the
Olympic.
left hook.
Roy
Like a
outlanded
Taekwondo
his
fight.
opponent 3-1.
Roy Jones building up a tremendous lead and should be 15 seconds away from the gold.
Roy Jones Jr. stepped into the ring and before all the world won an Olympic gold medal.
Was Roy
Except,
Jones
of
Sr.
course,
also
that he
like
didn't.
something
He got the
special
gold
in
medal.
boxing?
Clear. And then you see the decision, your jaw drops.
And Roy Jones of Pensacola, Florida.
Well, if he doesn't win the gold off this, then I think there's something rotten in Korea because that is absolutely one of the most
No way
dominant
he
things I've ever
loses.
seen.
On point, 3-2. In the blue corner.
Well, there it is. Park Si-hwan has stolen the belt.
That was terrible. That was one of the worst Olympic decisions I've ever seen in my life. Maybe the worst.
Politics.
All 3 judges would receive lifetime bans from the sport. Roy was never given justice for his lost gold. Not even all these years later.
Nobody to this day has come back and tried to fix it.
In one of the great robberies, injustices, or farces in sports history, Jones was denied the medal in what was later revealed to be a fix.
In one way, it made people really root for you.
It was a blessing in disguise.
The controversy turned Roy into a sympathetic
Politics in
hero
sports,
for
man.
boxing fans. As a result, he was a star before he fought his first professional match.
From the atrocity of 1988,
so cool.
when in Seoul, South Korea, the brilliant Roy Jones fought his way to an apparent gold medal, but left without one.
He's fast, though.
Roy Jones Jr. was, to me, the most dominant fighter I ever saw.
Do you guys think that? Do you think he's the most dominant?
Jones had extremely fast reflexes. He just
First time kind of
has
seeing,
a
like,
sense of where
start from the beginning.
to throw
1-0.
punches.
He slips right in there. Nice. It's like a puzzle piece.
Randy Newman.
Let's go, baby.
And the final minute.
Two wins, no defeat. Both wins by knockout.
Third fight, okay. 2-0. Is this literally
the
his first
few
3
years
fights?
of his career fighting at least once a month to build his experience.
Roy Jones modestly was quoted as saying he's a combination
wants
of
to keep going.
Foreman's punch, Ali's
Roy.
speed, Robinson's skill, and Hagler's toughness.
Yo, that was a speed bag punching combo right there.
Roy Jones has stopped Ron Emerson.
Did boxing at that point in time seem easy to you?
Boxing was easy to me.
All right, but how does he crash and burn? Every time they go up, there's a reason that they go down. Does he think he's unbeatable?
There was a time in your career when you were at your peak that was so different than anyone else's. Very few jabs you would throw, a lead hook.
Oh! I know it's blurry and all, but you can
His
see.
matches quickly became events in Pensacola.
The footage is awful.
A series of spectacular knockouts made Jones one of the sport's biggest stars.
Dude, he's just getting manhandled at this point. But he needs. Oh! Ah!
I hit him so fast that the hook took it here, and before he get back, the right took it here too. Impossible almost.
Really?
Drawing huge crowds and rabid fans.
Yo, that's fast.
Roy Jones Jr. was universally considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Okay, now let's go to the biggest punch you ever delivered. Who was it?
We've got an Art Sawano. It's in
No,
Reno,
it
Nevada.
wasn't.
Oh, boy.
Very first round.
Stop.
Boom! There it is.
Holy.
Yo! The way he fell on the side.
Oh,
what?
my God.
He had a seizure.
Oh, my.
He had a
I'll
seizure?
tell you what, for Art Serrano, that was a devastating right hand to get hit with.
Makes sense why he's called
were
Captain
turning
Hook.
up at every Jones fight, like Gene Hackman
I produce feature motion pictures, no TV.
and Bill Cosby.
Well, this is awkward.
15-0 with 15 knockouts. He basically disappeared from public view, but he said he now wants to make his move.
Roy's physical gifts were unlike any other.
He's quick enough to go there without even taking the jab.
Ooh! Spicy, bro. Spicy. Yo, he's good. He's nice.
Doesn't need a jab.
All the while, his relationship with his father was eroding.
Of course,
When you're a kid and they grow
probably
up
thinks
and
he's
beat you
better
that
than him.
bad, of course you're afraid. But once you get a certain age, you say, okay, now it's time to fight back. And then when I got to that age, I'm like, okay, that's enough. No, I ain't taking too much.
He threw about 4 left hooks in less than a second there, George.
Oh, what a left hook inside by
Jones landed a sniper shot to the body.
Glenn Wolf had a concrete jaw. Now it turns out he had a glass stomach.
A glass stomach,
People
yes.
look at your fight and they talk about it. It's like what he did, probably no other boxer can do because it was so unorthodox.
Why was it unorthodox?
Jones quickly cleaned out the division's top challengers.
So referee Tony Orlando calls a halt.
The time had come for Roy to contend for the IBF middleweight
back?
title. He'd face
Like a
off
leech?
against the executioner, Bernard Hopkins.
Roy
Bernard
Jones Jr.
Hopkins.
as he guns for his first world championship against Bernard Hopkins for the vacant IBF middleweight crown. And there is the executioner symbol that accompanies Bernard Hopkins. And here is the man many regard as the middleweight of the 90s, Roy Jones Jr.
He's a middleweight, okay.
Again, you mentioned he's like lightning.
Or does Hopkins have it to risk?
Bernard Hopkins tried, but he never was in the fight offensively, in my opinion.
Bernard Hopkins is arguably the greatest middleweight, and you carried him.
Right cross lands solid.
So how many big fights was this? One of his only big fights?
Roy Jones Jr.
Middleweight, wow.
He was now a world champion. Jones returned home to tremendous fanfare. He donated time and money to the Pensacola community.
Round 2 underway. And interestingly, only 18 of Jones' 96 punches in round.
So was it just his speed that made him like
inside left, he's
an unreal fighter?
That's it.
Or the quick knockouts?
Jones Jr. puts
What was
back on that
unorthodox?
IBF middleweight championship belt. His first title defense was awesome.
Must feel nice. I'm just expecting a downfall. He seems like he has a lot of ego, or he thinks he's better than everybody, that he doesn't need to train
A
probably.
lot of damn good fighters.
They couldn't compete. That's all it was. You fought world champions.
Roy would stack on 8 pounds to challenge James Toney, an undefeated champion and slight betting favorite.
The Cookie Monster, James Toney.
Undefeated champions, 2 superb athletes, 2 warriors in the prime of their careers come together to face one another for the championship of the world.
One of the marks of what a great fight this is that so many people in the sport don't seem to have a real handle, Gil's one of them, on exactly what is going to happen once that first bell sounds.
I remember when you fought James Toney, and that was a big fight because James Toney was in his prime and you were in your prime.
Many pundits still wondered if Roy Jones was for real.
We don't know up to this second whether he's a superstar or a fraud. We do know about James Toney. He's a bull.
Jones was so OP up until this moment that they couldn't believe their own eyes.
The designation there, former IBF middleweight champion. He gave up that championship, Larry, for the right to come up 8 pounds and challenge for James Toney's super middleweight title.
So many people, the boxing aficionados,
I kind of forgot what happened. I have no idea what's
almost in terms of who will win this fight because Roy Jones is such an unknown commodity.
Yeah, but James Toney has such good defense. He's supposed to be known as like a defensive master. The way he slides, right?
I mean, he makes Toney miss, and he's so quick countering.
Get out the road, get out.
Oh, yeah, this is where he gets knocked out.
Showboating by Jones.
Yeah.
You tempt fate, I think.
Watch this.
And again, you caught him with that leaping left hook, man. That crazy left hook, and dropped him.
Left hook, and down goes Toney.
The punching stats told a tale of complete domination by Jones.
Against a man regarded by many as the most skilled champion in the sport.
Whoa, that's crazy. Did you do 2 jabs?
James Toney was a if I'm not mistaken, a 2-division champ, and you carried him.
Lightning fast reflexes allowed him to avoid incoming jabs with head movement.
Roy Jones has been every bit as dominant as he was that day in Korea so long ago.
Never mind, I'm wrong. Sorry, guys. Spoke too soon. I just saw that little taunt, and it reminded me of a video where he like taunted, or had, you know, that little playful.
He was now
moment, and
the
then he got knocked.
middleweight champion of the world.
You beat him unanimously, 12 rounds. I mean, you just basically carried the whole fight.
When you beat James Toney like that, I think a lot of people had to go, whoa, like he can do this to an elite, top of the food chain world champion.
Now, it's got to be difficult.
That's a lot of punches thrown.
In the same manner in which you focused on James Toney and made Toney look absolutely pathetic and winning by decision.
Big right hand by Roy Jones. Another right hand. Another right hand by Roy Jones.
My goodness, has anyone thrown more than him?
And down goes Bird. Down goes Bird. Knocked him out in 1 round.
Amazing. Yo, he's jacked though.
Roy Jones' talent is so overwhelming that he's already being compared to some of the greatest names in the history of the sport. Muhammad Ali, the 2 Sugar Rays, various others.
The 2 Sugar Rays, yo.
Roy
I still can't
Jones
believe
has
there's 2
become
Sugar
an
Rays.
icon in Florida, frequently foregoing bigger paydays in Vegas. Roy chose to fight many of his fights in front of his hometown.
Oh, wow.
And the fans loved him for it.
The best fighter in the world today. Ladies
I guess
and
that
gentlemen,
energy of the crowd, there's nothing bigger than that, right? You feed off that energy that probably makes you compete better. Like, look at that crowd. They love him. That must be a boost. That has to be a big boost.
I remember when your fights were basically
Hair on his back of the neck.
There was some years, man, where you would just like see how is this guy going to survive and how long.
Those seem such quick fights.
Incredible hand speed, foot speed.
What's the longest?
I think his power is very deceptive and not really appreciated.
Longer.
He's very explosive, especially inside. The left
videos
hook
make it seem
that he
much
was able to
shorter,
knock out
obviously.
Tank with was just
forgetting.
incredible. I think he's a guy who's getting stronger and better.
He made quick work of undefeated Bryant Bannon.
Yo, the way they flop down is scary.
In his fights, Jim, he's one of the best finishes I've ever seen in boxing. He's a real mean guy in there. You want to ask again who's the best fighter in the world?
No, I don't have to ask that.
When it was a middleweight and a light heavyweight, he was pretty damn
My
special.
God, look at those belts.
Jones faced off with undefeated Montel Griffin.
He is undefeated in 26 professional bouts. Montel Ice Griffin. He is rated by the Bible of Boxing, Ring Magazine, as the world's
hilarious.
best pound-for-pound fighter.
34-29 knockout.
Jones Jr.
Jones made Griffin look average.
And Griffin is hurt. Question about it. Griffin is hurt.
Jones looking to finish.
Roy makes everyone look average. What is he talking about?
Then, when he dropped him in the ninth,
And Jones lands 2 punches after Griffin's knee was
Wait,
off
is
the
that?
canvas.
Oh my God, my.
the late
Is that allowed?
hits would cause Jones to be disqualified.
That was a foul. It was a definite foul.
Harold Letterman, what's the rule?
Jim, in my mind, there is absolutely no question that Tony Perez had just cause to disqualify Roy Jones Jr.
Disqualifies the red corner, the winner and new WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Montel Ice Griffin.
He had suffered the first defeat of his career
That
by
sucks.
way of DQ.
I honestly believe he faked it. Now you watch Montel Griffin after he got hit with that hook. He looked up at Perez and then went down on his face.
I don't care what it takes, just get him on the other side
It's
of the
so
ring
stupid.
so I can prove to the world that he cannot beat
Such
me.
bogus.
Everybody, get on your feet. Get on your right now.
That's how you lose?
Junior. Y'all must have forgot.
Oh, they made a rap song
Jones
about him?
wasn't looking to just win. He wanted to destroy Griffin. Thunderdome style. There could be no doubt about who ran Bartertown.
Yo, that was so cool. What?
Master Blaster runs Bartertown. It happens here, and it finishes here.
I just find it bogus that he lost his first fight in a
Two-man
DQ.
ender.
I think he should also have that. He should kind of have that self-control as well. Come on, you see someone knees down. Come on. I feel like that's like just courtesy. Have him up in both feet, you know?
Jones was ready to wash the result of the first fight away. It took just one round.
Let me tell you, that first left hook hurt Griffin.
Yeah, he must have been scared. Griffin is scared. Yeah. Griffin is nervous and he's scared. 100%. 100%. Yo, he's shaky. He's shaking. Puss in boots.
It's very apparent that Jones is coming out stronger this time.
Jones is looking for a first-round knockout. He's not trying to set anything up with the jab.
Ah, man, that's a great connection. Holy.
Jones gets his vindication.
That's modern Wi-Fi right there. Great connection.
Knockout.
And it was a left uppercut.
Unbelievably quick left-hand shot.
Now a four-time world champion.
How are you gonna do it?
And once again, the WBC.
That's right, you can't fake that. There's no DQ now. He's trying to get up. Just like that, he gets his title back.
At last, the long-awaited battle with Virgil Hill would take place.
Roy Jones and Virgil Hill have been talked about as a likely light heavyweight matchup for 3 years or more, as the two best-known American light heavyweights get together face-to-face finally to see which one is the best.
Roy doing his rap number.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Rap number. He also was rapping in his intros.
Get ready to rumble.
The guy wanted to transition into a rapper like most basketball people do.
Hill had defended his title 11 times and was seen by some pundits as the true pound-for-pound king.
I saw you knock a guy out with a rib shot, and I said that to you a second ago, and you said Virgil Hill.
Right to the body, unheard of. Unheard of.
I don't know what's worse. I've never had a punch to the face or a punch to the liver or stomach. What do you guys think is worse, getting knocked out in the face or a body shot?
Not many guys knock guys out with body shots. I do, but not many do.
Here we go again. And you don't even think it hurts when you punch it with that kind of power. It happens so quickly. It takes a moment for you before your legs tell you, hey, you're down.
Dude, these drops are unreal. I'm always anticipating the downfall.
Knocking people out cold. Roy Jones may be a member of the NRA, the way he's using Hall for target practice here.
Dude, he's fast.
Legs wobbling under Richard Hall as Jones sizes him up.
Jeez.
Now he puts power behind the right hand.
Why is his hands down?
When you look back at your career, not only were you winning fights, you were dominating.
RJ hammers Hall with a straight right. Then he casually walks around behind Hall.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool. Look at it.
Follows up with a blistering
Doesn't
left
even hit
hook.
him in the back of the head. Just waits and bang.
You know, it's been a sensational performance or exhibition by Roy Jones.
Charles.
That was disheartening.
No, we understand. Wow. Brian and I haven't forgot. You can't say y'all must have forgot. We both got you #1 pound for pound.
At this stage of his career, Roy Jones was untouchable.
Putting his hands behind his back and knocking dudes out.
Chicken fight. My Wayne was behind my back.
That's why I like Marvin better.
That's that chicken fight.
He doesn't play with his food. Ooh, but that's fast. That's great.
Once again.
That's why I like Marvin a little bit better, is because he's focused, he trains, and he doesn't play with his food. He just gets in, gets the job done, he wants to be the best, and he's
Obliterated
out.
one top opponent after the next.
We all know in boxing.
Tired of smashing all comers, RJ bulked up 25 pounds to compete for the heavyweight championship.
You get tired of seeing me beat up on people my size, it just start feeling unfair.
So now he's gonna fight as a heavyweight.
He's gonna go into the heavyweight?
I think you weighed, what, 193, 195?
I say it again, it was a middleweight light heavyweight when he was at his best.
the Ring Magazine experts poll, 10 for Jones, 9 for Ruiz. Of the 9 who picked Ruiz, 5 or 6 of them don't think Jones has a prayer in the world of winning the fight. I've never seen that before.
Winning the heavyweight title would be a feat no other fighter who started at light middleweight had ever accomplished.
So, do you think that was the beginning of Roy starting to not be Roy Jones because he went up to 195?
Let's get her. Oh, is this when he started losing? There's no way that he got a world championship belt in the heavyweight
I saw
division.
Roy Jones in his prime. Roy Jones better than Floyd in his prime.
Jones striking like lightning across the top of the right hand.
And you were the most dominant fighter I ever saw.
Roy Jones scarcely ever loses a round, much less a fight.
Yo, his combos are nice,
He's making
though.
his fight look so easy. I don't know. Standing in the middle of the ring, getting off first constantly. Now he's landing combinations.
He was so fast. I mean, John Ruiz just was whiffing at air in that fight.
It doesn't look like it affects the heavyweights.
Dominated the
or the heavyweight.
Joining boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy.
Yo, Roy got the heavyweight championship belt.
The win was one for the ages. Now Jones would shed 25 pounds and return to light heavyweight.
It was very important to me that I went back down, shred the weight back off, and recapture the light heavyweight title.
Next Saturday night, Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver match
only
up
fought that
after
little
having
bit.
gone up almost to 200 pounds to fight on March 1.
Probably recognize that he doesn't
down
belong
to fighting
there,
weight at
right? 'Cause he's
175.
probably like, I'm not
Roy's
strong
when
enough,
he
I'm
went up
fast,
to
but I'm
fight
not
John
strong
Ruiz.
enough.
Yeah.
And then he went back down to
down.
fight Tarver.
Yeah.
He was depleted.
Do you guys
And I
think
had to cut the
otherwise?
muscle. That's when it began. That's
I
when
don't
the
know.
demise
I'm a noob.
began. Because I cut muscle. I cut 25 pounds of muscle off.
Has there been enough time since the weigh-in for you to rehydrate and regain your strength after taking off so much weight?
The weight cut down to 175 must have been brutal. He lost all his muscle tone.
Yeah.
He just didn't. He looked like a
And
guy.
he was shredded in the 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that true? Oh, yeah, he does. I guess the previous fights that he had, he looked like completely cut.
The weight jumps and drops had robbed him of his superpowers,
Now Tarver lands his
Really?
first left hand
Did he
of the
lose his
fight.
speed
making
now?
him a mere mortal.
No way.
This is giving Jones some trouble.
Look at Tarver banging away with the
So
left
because
hand
of the-
and landing them again.
Punches that would never connect before.
Because of him going up and
now
down in
landed
weight?
flush.
He could do this for 25,
So you don't
30
think
rounds.
he's using up his energy
Not
here?
at all.
Straight right hand lands for
You guys think
Jones.
it's a mistake
Still,
that he went to the
he
heavyweight
summoned
category?
up enough of what greatness remained inside of him.
Ooh, he flinched.
Huge right hand. And that punch hurt Tarver. Okay, Jim. 87-84. 6 rounds to 3. Roy Jones Jr. Performance now by Jones. 3-2 deep. Trying to find the greatness.
Boom, perfect timing.
He needs to hold off Antonio Tarver. Now the combinations begin to flow.
That's so sad to hear.
Winner by majority
I mean, you
decision.
can kind of see, I don't know if it's because he chose the certain clips, but you can kind of see before he went into the heavyweight title
Recaptured his
championship fight,
middleweight
and now,
belts. Unrivaled.
I think he should have retired after that win.
This
Yeah.
is when Roy Jones Jr. retired for me.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have. I don't think Roy was ever really going to ride off in the sunset.
Roy would butt heads with Tarver again in an immediate rematch.
Here comes Jones.
why wouldn't he just retire?
After the Tarver
Like on that one
fight,
loss?
do you believe you should have stopped then and said, you know what, it's a wrap? I've gotten belts. I had 7 belts at one time. I went from junior middleweight all
49.
the way up to heavyweight, and I cleaned out every division. I'm good. Did you think about it and say, you know what, I'm good. I'm done.
Problem. Roy has not found a way still to get a sustained attack.
If he didn't get that
You are a guy
disqualification
that
loss,
depends
he
on
could have been
reflexes,
49-0.
timing, speed. What happens is when that goes, there's nothing to back
This is the
you up.
fight.
There's no net to catch you, baby.
It was past his prime
And the
after
invincible Roy
when he should
Jones
have retired.
Jr. was defeated.
When the athleticism starts to slip away a little bit, Roy is normal.
Roy is out. And Roy may be out of boxing.
Roy was technically awful. He just had such reflexes.
Yeah.
When they went, that's when he got melted.
He didn't jab.
No, he didn't do anything right,
Threw a
bro.
left hook, a lead left hook.
A lead left hook with rights from weird angles.
Yeah.
And it worked because his reflexes were superhuman.
Yeah.
He was Superman.
Roy immediately took another title fight against Glenn Johnson.
Damn, so because of his superpower, he was able to make mistakes, but it worked for him because he was so fast.
He's not getting treated with the kind of respect that he has commanded throughout his career.
Also, the Glenn Johnson fight was a scary knockout.
Yeah, he was on Queer Street.
Yeah, well, he was just flatlined and astral traveling.
And he's on the canvas again for the second time in 2 fights. And for the second time in 2 fights, he's not going to get up, and he's been knocked out
I
again.
feel like playing with your food, you're only going to get this result. You should have just kept trying to be the best that he is and not trying to prove anything.
It was.
That was. I thought that was going to be the end.
Roy still didn't retire. In fact, he would fight for 15 more years.
Wow.
He'd win some and lose
15
some. But in
more?
his prime,
Why?
he was arguably the best to ever do it.
You were fighter of the decade, but over a 10-year span, Roy Jones Jr. was voted the best fighter of the decade of the night.
Why not just let it go and go to a different direction or something? Wow.
Unfairly,
That speed is crazy.
his refusal to retire and keep fighting is held against him in rankings.
So because he just wanted to keep fighting and play the sport, he's not regarded as like the best. He like loses ranking spots. Kind of don't understand that, you know? Like, I mean, you want the fighter to retire earlier just so he can have that spot in the ranking system?
Roy Jones Jr.
I don't understand that at all, but whatever. That's not my ranking system or my rules.
Make it so.
I mean, I don't really understand boxing rankings and how they actually tell you who's better than who in those ranking systems, but it's kind of unfair. I mean, if you want to continue fighting and playing the sport that you kind of love or enjoy doing, regardless if you've lost your superpower, it shouldn't be kind of held against you. But I mean, it's a small thing that I don't really care too much about. I haven't really watched boxing a lot to really be invested in the ranking system of who's the best, who's the worst, who's supposed to be the GOAT and all. I just have my personal ranking of who I like the most. I don't have much to say on Roy Jones. I mean, it's been requested for quite some time, so I hope you guys enjoy it because that's the video. If you enjoyed the content, remember, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll chat in the comment section down below. We all know how this goes now. I'll see you guys in the next one, and cheers for now.